All right, hi everybody. My name is Becky, and with me today is Alec.
Good morning, all.
And we're going to be teaching you how to help a website visitor find the perfect home. So we're going to go over just a few things today to help get you situated in your control panel and to start creating great things to put on your website. We're going to show you how to create neighborhood pages, or in the system known as saved links, set up your lead capture, and go ahead and create a custom search page. So the first thing you'll show up to is your dashboard. And where we'll want to go first for the community pages is Designs, Saved Links, Create. Now I just want to note that for those of you that have had the system for a little bit, Saved Links did used to be under Preferences and has been moved to Designs. So again, it's Designs, Saved Links, Create. Alright, so to build our saved link, it asks us to pick a search page. The best one to use would be Advanced Search, just because it gives you the most options, unless you're doing something really simple that just involves city and price range. The Platinum members get the polygon map where you can draw your area, and you will see this grayed out if you're a Light member. But for now, let's go ahead and go to Advanced Search so we can see what that full form looks like. Next step. And this looks just like the advanced search page that would be on your website. Gives you all the same options to basically pre-fill out for your visitor. So we can go ahead and choose our city or county, or you could enter a postal code. Okay, and then we could put in a price range. I want a min price. And I click it down here. Max price. And I won't worry about the rest of the stuff that's up here. But I'll go ahead and choose one of my advanced fields to help sort it out. And let's say I have a lot of clients that like having a swimming pool. We'll see if anything is available in that county, in that price range, with a pool. And before finishing to create your link, you can always check for results first. And there's nothing there right now. But I could still set it up and have it ready to go when something does come on the market. Or I could go ahead and leave it all blank. Click Next Step and give it a title. And you'll see that pre-fills in my link URL. This is where I could add some SEO, put in some meta tag descriptions, and then keywords. Okay, and then for the link description, you could either choose it to be something else or use what you put in the meta tags description, if it's that close. Subheader is another thing that gives help with SEO, and it helps make your page look a bit more enticing. You can put in a blurb about your area, and you can also add a picture. Makes the page look nice and more inviting. We can go ahead and save and manage links, and now we'll see it in our list of saved links. You can always preview your link here, change your search criteria if you want to add or remove something, edit the preferences, which is where we did the SEO settings, or you could duplicate the saved link or trash it.
Duplicating stuff is really handy if you want the same area but then maybe a different price range, or just to change like one or two things instead of having to start from scratch. You can take an existing one. Polygons are really helpful for that because you spent all that time drawing that polygon, but then maybe you want within that polygon that's pet friendly, or within that polygon that's a different price range or another criteria. Instead of redoing that again, you can duplicate it and then just change one or two criteria, and you have a brand new saved link.
Okay, so the next one that you could put on a page for your visitors, we'll go ahead and do widgets. Widgets are created the same way as a saved link. It's Designs, Widgets, Create. And then for Build a Widget, you select your type of widget. Let's say a carousel. The properties I want to feature, I'll choose Custom Search. choose a search page. I'll go ahead and do advanced search again. So we go ahead and choose our criteria, choose a price range if we want, and let's say I don't want a max price. I'll go ahead and leave that blank. And then let's go ahead and do a 2-story. Let's see if anything's available. I've got 2 results. That looks good to me. So this gives 2 results for my visitors that they can just click the link and see them already. So we'll go with 2-story homes, Hillsboro. So that's my widget name. You can set the sorting order, highest to lowest, lowest to highest, or if you did it by listing ID, you could do order of the listing IDs you entered. My maximum number of columns, I'll go with 4, so I want 4 properties going across at one time before they have to hit the left or right arrows. Don't want to open my links in a new window, otherwise it'll create a bunch of tabs for them. Or if you would prefer they keep the same page behind it, go ahead and choose yes. Build widget. And it produces the code for me. I can take this script and place it on any of my pages or my home page, and they'll have listings to go through as soon as they hit your website. So I'll go back to my widgets list, and there it is in my list, the new carousel I just built. And you could preview your widget, and there's my 2 listings. So it doesn't show 4 across because there isn't 4 matching that criteria right now, but as they come on the market, it'll fill up the 4 slots.
So yeah, so that's basically how you create a community page, neighborhood page. These are really great for a landing page for a Facebook ad or something like that, but they're also really great to have on your page just to direct folks. You know, I might be in Sarasota, Florida, and I'm looking for a rental, but I don't want to go through the search and do all that because I don't really know what I'm looking for. So maybe you have a saved link devoted to only Sarasota rentals that allow pets maybe. Like, oh, well, that helps me. Then in one easy click, I can find all of those properties. It's much easier than me going through all of the search criteria and fiddling with that. You're giving me exactly what I want right off the bat.
Okay, so next thing we want to try and get set up for your account is your lead registration preferences. So this is under the round button leads, lead registration preferences. You'll want to change simple on the left-hand side to advanced, and then you want to go to global registration rules. And here it gives you the pages in categories. So for all your search pages, all your results pages, details pages, and photo gallery pages. Most popular pages when looking at listings. One way to go about this would be to request registration at so many views. So this way, after that many views, if the visitor is not ready to sign up yet, they still have the option to X out of the form. But you don't want them to abuse your search system, and you'd like to capture them as a lead. So you can still force registration after that many views. So let's say I'm setting my request at 3, the person's still not ready. I'm going to go ahead and give them 2 more tries at the search page. So after 5 views, I'm going to be forcing registration. It also helps capture the lead, and if they're going to be doing 5 searches, they're most likely interested. And then I want to save changes. And you can do that for all these categories, or you could set it different for each category, whichever you prefer. The sign up page tab.
That's an excellent question. Is there a limit to how many widgets you can create?
There is not. So you can keep creating widgets until your heart's content. Same with saved links. Okay, so if we go from the tab Global Registration Rules to Sign Up page, this is the form that's on the contact forms, the more info forms, the lead sign up forms. These are the categories. You can edit them by removing the ones that are not necessary for the system. So the system does require first name and email address, at least. We added last name so you could be more personal with the visitor, and a phone number as another means of contact. There's more fields you can add right here. The available fields are here. If you'd like to know their address, you could ask for address, city, state, zip code. If you're a team account, you can have the assigned agent field. So this way, if they had visited your website due to speaking with one of your agents and they'd like to be the lead for that agent, they can select the person they talk to from your team in that drop down.
We have a couple extra questions about photos. So go ahead and fill out this form, and then if you can show us how to set the lead registration so it's forced only on the photo pages.
Okay, so what it would look like is you don't have it set for your search pages, don't have it set for map search or the results page. You only have it set for the photo gallery. And if you want to force, you do not check request, you only do force. And this is per photo gallery. So you want to decide how many you want to let them see first before forcing. If you want it to force as soon as they hit their first photo gallery, go ahead and do forced, and then do 0, and click save. And it'll automatically pop up on their first photo gallery. Or you could give them a couple properties to look at and maybe do it at 2 or 3. And then just make sure to hit save changes on this specific category. The CAPTCHA feature is back here up on the sign up page tab. And you can either toggle it to yes or no. I have it on yes, and this is the CAPTCHA. They make you check mark the box to register that you're not a robot, because it's something physical you have to do.
Registration settings are going to depend on your market, how aggressive it is, how many properties are on the market right now. But we found a lot of people will request at 3, maybe force at 5 or 6, or some people don't force at all. They think that it drives people away. So they'll just do maybe a recurring request that comes up every 3 pages, say, hey, are you sure you don't want to register? But you're not forcing them to do anything. Really what we found the best is to go ahead and try something for 2 or 3 months and then maybe tweak it a little bit. You know, if people are visiting those 3 pages and immediately leaving after you force them, then maybe you need to stop forcing them. Or if you're getting a bunch of page views but nobody's signing up, then maybe you should be a little more aggressive. So it's really market dependent and what your visitors are comfortable with. So please play around with it. Settings are very customizable. So just see what works best for you.
One of the easier things we can go over real quick is under the round button listings, active. This is where your featured properties will come in. So this is based on the featured IDs you have selected, the agents you have selected. After they fall off the market and is no longer part of the active data, it goes into the sold pending section, which isn't a best example because I don't have any right now, but you'll see them listed out here, and when they first fall into this section, they're going to have a status in this column of unknown. And as you can see up here, we made sure to tell everybody that a listing with an unknown status will be removed from your account after 60 days. Now, we cannot get those listings back. So you'll want to make sure to check in here. You could even do it once a week because that's plenty of time. You know, once a month. However much you want to display your sold pending listings. You can come in here, click that status of unknown on that listing, and place what actually happened to it, whether it actually sold, whether it went pending or contingent. And if it's a listing, let's say, for example, the selling person decided to just take their house off the market, they don't want to sell it anymore. Go ahead and leave it as unknown, and like it says up here, it'll be removed from the account and you don't have to worry about it. If you have a listing that with the same MLS number that went off of the market and is coming back on the market with the same number, you need to make sure that status is unknown so our system can pick up that we weren't using it as a sold pending listing. And then it'll pop back up into your actives. Supplemental is where you can create your pocket listings, a listing that is not in the MLS or you want a feature but belongs to somebody else, so on and so forth. You enter all the data here. When it says select an MLS, they only ask you to do this to use as a template, basically. It's just to make sure everything looks uniform. So you fill in the data, add property. Once the property is added, the data part, you can go in here and add images. And then you'll be able to add images for the home as well. This listing will show up in your featured listings as long as the status is set to active, or it'll show up in your sold pending listings as long as the status is set to sold or pending. And then one more thing to check on before we finish is under the round button account info. This is where your account's information is, stuff that displays by the contact forms, so on and so forth. This is where you could change your display name. So let's say I'm not a team, I'm a single agent. I can put my name here, and that's what will display on the contact forms. I could change the primary email address for my correspondence, such as where my lead notifications go. Change my address if my office moves. Change my phone number. Any changes up above here need to go through our MLS team because this stuff involves the MLS paperwork that you filled out when you first got your account. So things like your website address mentioned here, please email our MLS team. Company name change, please email our MLS team, so on and so forth. The other biggie section is the billing. Billing is also under the round account button. Then the tab billing and information is where you can see what billing information is entered for you, when your next payment is, as well as your invoices. The invoices will have a little icon that you can click. It'll expand down, show you what was involved in that invoice, and allow you to either print or email it to yourself if you need it for anything.
Okay, we have a couple really good questions. One, can you go ahead and show us where the leads go once they've signed up and how we can add maybe a new one and send them some property updates?
So the leads here, under round button leads, leads in the menu, manage. This is where the leads that sign up come into. These are people that signed up on my website. I can see if they saved any searches. I can see if they saved any properties. So Bugs Bunny went and saved a search. I can see what his search was. I could see if there were any results for him today. No results. So he did not receive a property update email. Results in general that he may have been emailed about, still nothing. But that's how you'd be able to see what their results looked like. When you edit lead, you can see that they're opted to receive property updates. If they request to not receive those updates anymore, you can toggle this to no, but still keep them as a contact if they decide to come back later on.
Okay, so say we get a lead offline, like somebody just asked for our business card. How do we create a new lead in the IDX Broker system?
Perfect question. So you come into your system, go to leads, leads in the menu, create. This is where you can manually enter a lead, somebody that you met, maybe met them at a home show and got their information. First name, Bob. Last name, test account. They gave you their email address. They gave me a phone number and their contact. They said that they want to receive property updates, so I'm going to go ahead and mark their receive property updates to yes. Save changes. Says that my lead is created. So now I can go to leads and then manage and see my new lead in there. Let's say he gave me the type of criteria that he was looking for. This is where you can create a saved search for your lead. So I want to view the lead's info, go to saved searches. Says that he didn't have one himself. That's because I filled in his info for him. Add, edit a saved search. And I want to click here to add a saved search. So meeting them at the home show, they were pretty basic about what they were looking for. They would just like to see stuff. And so I found out that he'd like to know about Daytona Beach, Deerfield, and Delray. And their price range is $175,000 to $350,000. They need to have at least 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. So I can go ahead and view the results if I'd like, see if he's going to receive anything the following day. And it looks like he will be emailed about some properties. That's awesome. Get him interested. And so I go down here, click next step. I'm going to name his search Beaches Search. Make sure it's checkmarked to receive the updates. And save changes. And then I can go ahead and go back to manage my leads. And here in my leads list, you'll now see that Bob Test Account has 1 saved search.
Some people want to know what the saved search email looks like, which we can pull up really quick. Also, can you talk a little bit about social media sign-ins?
So first, let's do the first question, which is the property update email.
So you're going to go to Account and Message Center. These are all the emails sent out on your behalf from our system. And so you can just look in here and I'll show you what those emails look like.
And so joe@me.com received a property update from us. That's our display name. And so I click on that, and it shows me what they received. So it's got my to, from, subject, and sent on. And this is the body of the email they received. It's showing in the email the first 5 results. And it gives them the option to view all of their results or just to view the ones that came in today, the day they received the email. And then it's got your signature down here.
Awesome, and you can customize those in the settings as well to make this look, definitely yours and branded with all of your information.
To update your signature, I see that question there. You go to the round button preferences, global preferences, email settings, email signature. This is also where you can decide how many times your property updates get sent out, whether you want to send them to your lead daily, weekly, or never send them. You can also send yourself a sample property update email when you're first getting started. That helps too. So you can check and see what your email signature looks like.
So our newest feature is to allow users to sign up using their credentials from Facebook or Google. That way they don't have to remember their email or accidentally put in some bad information. You can actually enable that fairly easily just by going to lead registration preferences. So it's under lead registration preferences, advanced, and then it's the sign up. So if you just scroll down, you can turn on enable social media logins right here, and it just makes it easier for people to sign up. It gets you more accurate information because they're not having to type it all in. It's already a verified email address, and you get all of their information right there.
Yeah, I can show you what the leads control panel would look like. So if you go to leads manage.
And yes, the search results, if they have a saved search in their account, it comes as soon as that MLS is updated and there's new information. That gets emailed to them as long as they've turned on their updates in their account.
Okay, so to log in as a lead, let's say I want to log in as Bugs. You get a button right here that says log in as lead.
And that is correct. Social media logins are only for Platinum users.
This is what it looks like for a lead when they log into their listing manager account. It'll show welcome and their name, a chance to log out, whether they're back to perform a search, see their account information, view their saved searches, and view their saved properties. So he had a saved search, and he wants to remember what it was that he had done. He can come in to view my saved searches, change the name on it if he wants to, uncheck that he wants to receive property updates, or if he wasn't, he can check mark that he does want to. He can see if there's any new listings pertaining to it today, the last 7 days, all the listings for that search. He could see what his criteria was, or he could delete that specific saved search. It looks like we are almost done here. The system does email you when you get a lead registration. It's a lead notification email. Back here in the message center, I could see if, oh boy, I can't remember the last time somebody logged up or signed up on this. Okay, so it doesn't look like anybody actually signed up on this account, but you will see that in here as well as receive that email. That email goes to the primary email address that is under the tab account info, so whatever it is that you have in here in the primary email field. If you have somebody that also needs to receive these notifications on your behalf, you can enter that email address if you're a Platinum member under Preferences, Global Preferences, Email Settings, and put them into the Contact CC BCC field. Okay, so any further questions that are pertaining to the webinar? And also, if you guys do have any questions that are specific to your account, if you notice anything going on or you'd like to learn something more about your account, please feel free to contact our team. Our email is help@idxbroker.com, or give our tech team a call, 800-421-9668. All right, well, have a great day, everybody. Thanks for coming.
Thank y'all.
Bye.